Well, hello everyone. Welcome to the channel. Well, it's official. Today is the winter solstice. What does that mean? That means the sun has went as far south as it's going to go and getting ready to start heading north again. And which in my case, that means each and every day I get a little bit more solar. But that's where we stand right there on that. As you're well aware of, there are 4 occasions throughout the winter year that that's very important to people that uses solar. The winter solstice for one. Then you get the spring equinox. Then you got the summer solstice. That's when the sun goes all the way north. Of course, the spring equinox is when everything is directly equal. Then you got the one in the fall. That's another equinox. So, to give you an idea of what you can expect, depending on where you're located on this beautiful little green planet, blue dot as they call it. If you're planning on solar, that's some details that could be important to you. Help you position your panels in the correct position for the maximum efficiency, which I didn't do. I should have mine set at a 10-degree angle, which they're not. They're set on probably closer to a 20-degree angle because of my roof line. I made the mistake when the house was being built, not taking that into consideration and get my roof the way I wanted it. But live and learn. What can I say? And my orientation is on the north and south side instead of east and west. If I'd had it east and west, it would have been very efficient for me to have with this particular inverter I got now. It would have worked out great. I could have maximized my solar panels usage with that setup, even with the roof angle as it is. The morning sunshine would be great. Then the evening sunset would set exactly where I needed to be if my roof line was correct. But what can I say? But anyway, that's where we're at on that part. We're planning, if all goes well, if I can manage it, sometime this coming spring or summer. It depends on the funding. We're going to add roughly 5,500 watts of solar, which will give me a little over 8,000 watts. Sounds a little bit extreme for what I use, doesn't it? But it's not. It'd be on a rare occasion I get the full 8,000 watts. The purpose of it is on cloudy days, I still have enough usable and be able to charge my batteries at the same time. That's the issue I'm having now, especially with the winter solstice. No, my maximum here, even on a decent sunny day right now, this time of year, is roughly about 12 to 1,500 watts out of the 3,500 I got available. And that's kind of thin. About 40%, I guess it is, efficiency, something like that. So if I was to double my wattage, or over double, that should get me especially this time of year, a minimum on a sunny day of close to 4,000 watts, which would be more than enough to charge my batteries. And I would have enough battery storage to basically do me most of the night, probably at least, I would say at least 10 hours with the battery capacity I got at the time, maybe a little more. Because I could get my charge within the first 4 hours of the morning, which would be great. But anyway, that's where we're at on that part. I've learned a lot over the years with solar through trial and error and mistakes. My first mistake was lead acid batteries. And of course, going all the way back to the beginning, my first inverter was a little DC inverter. I think it was 2,000 watts, and it was modified sine wave, which means very limited what I could use it for. Lighting mostly. It worked fairly well. It actually would use. I could use it on my pump. But with my solar panel I had at the time, I think I had roughly maybe 300 watts. And generally it was just mainly just a backup for lights. And it wasn't very practical at all, I'll just be honest with you. But I learned from it. I did finally expand to more solar panels and changed out the inverter to a Sandy or a SNAT, as they call it, and that was great. And of course, I added more batteries, again with lead acid. What a mistake. What a waste of money, as you might say. The lead acid is good, don't get me wrong. If you don't use no more, don't discharge them no more, maybe get them down about 30%. And of course, maximum is 50%. The life cycle on them is very short if you go beyond the 30% usage discharge. So that's the problem with lead acid. They're great if you can got enough battery pack to where you don't have to discharge them, below 70%. And you can get many years use if you can keep it that. But in my case here, we was getting brownouts at the time, and a lot of times I hit that 50%, and batteries about a year and a half was the max. Even though I bought a deep cycle gel battery, and it still didn't perform below the same parameters in life cycle too. Fortunately enough, I came across some LiPo 4 batteries, which still was another mistake. I ended up selling my deep cycle batteries and been able to purchase some LiPo 4 batteries, which at that time I didn't realize they used used cells. They performed good, but their cycle life had done hit where they didn't have their capacity that they were rated at. And also it was misleading. It's supposed to be 150 amps rated batteries. After opening one of them up, only 105 amps. So even at that, I was only should have been getting close to 3 kilowatts per battery, barely getting a kilowatt. So, another life learning event. Of course, after during the years where, LiFePO4 batteries were very expensive. And now I'm down to where I got a decent inverter. That's another thing I made a couple of mistakes on, inverters. Of course, I won't complain about the Sandy 3,000 watt, 24 volt inverter. It performed great for what it's designed for. And I sold it, and the guys got it now. It's doing its job, doing exactly what it's supposed to be doing. So it was a good inverter for what it was. It just didn't add you separate solar controllers. Now, I bought another inverter, which had good specs, but it didn't perform very well. Yeah, 4,500 watts, 24 volts, hybrid inverter. It worked great for about 30 days. Until the internal solar controller failed. It shorted plumb out, dead short. I was fortunate enough to catch it early one morning when it failed, because I noticed it wasn't charging. So I turned the solar panels off and disconnected them, and had to dig out my old external solar controllers. In the meantime, the company that I bought it from is supposed to have a 2-year warranty on it, and that was a joke. They wanted a video of the inverter connected to the solar panels, and me showing a volt reading from the panels to the inverter with it on. The problem is, it's dead short, so it would show 0 volts. And they would say, well, you ain't got no panel voltage. Duh. I tried showing them the voltage of the that I was getting with the external controllers with no problem charging. But needless to say, nothing came of it. So it ended up being a junk piece of equipment. Now this one I want now, it is very good. I have been more than pleased with this performance. And I love, that's another thing the other one's supposed to have was Wi-Fi. It never did function. This one here does. The Wi-Fi, I really enjoyed the Wi-Fi part of it. I don't have to be home to monitor what's going on or change parameters. Whatever I need to do, I can do it from home or away. I love that part. It's great. And it does have dual internal solar controllers. In other words, you got 2 separate controllers, so I can put 2 groups of panels into it at a maximum of 500 volts each. So it means I don't have to do parallel and then whatever to get it so much wiring on the roof. I can eliminate almost 90% of it. The 2 groups of panels would be 4 wires coming in, and that's it. 10 panels in a string give me roughly 400 to 440 volts. Because the average panel voltage, open voltage, is between 40 to about 44. Of course, during operation, they drop down in the mid to low 3s, which is great. I mean, it's no problem. But I'm looking forward to being able to maximize the full usage of that. Anyway, guys, I know I've been boring with all this yakking on, but I was sitting here just thinking about it this morning. Thought I'd pass it along to anybody who wants to listen. So, thanks so very much for watching, and don't forget, our Christmas party is coming up here on the 24th, and you get I will do some videos, and I'll be posting it. All the kids with the little trinket items and gifts and games and adult games and the food we'll be giving away. All that is coming up on the 24th. So it'll probably get posted here. Maybe, I don't know if I get it posted on the 24th or not. Probably be on Christmas Day when I get it posted. So y'all take care. And don't forget to smile and pass that along. And Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.